Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 1 out to the Speedway. Scotty Weir to Marion, Indiana on the pole. This one, the physical medicine consultant. Sinsland DRC chassis number 47X. Outside of him, that's going to be Matt Westfall out of Pleasant Hill, Ohio. The Ray Marshall Motorsports Gressman DRC chassis number 33M. Second row from the inside, Braden Fox out of Avon, Indiana. Driver of the Jarvis Enterprises. Fox Power DRC chassis number 53. And to his right, that's going to be Sean Westerfeld. He's out of Guilford, Indiana. Driving the Impressive Creations. Westerfeld DRC chassis. Fish Esser Owens Racing number 4J. Next row from the inside, that'll be Briggs Danner. He's all the way from Allentown, Pennsylvania. Driver of the Boulevard Truck Repair Rider DRC Chassis Concrete Cutting Systems number 39. And from the 6th starting spot, he is tonight's quick qualifier out of Sutter, California. The Honest Abe Roofing, Rockwell Security, Indy Custom Stone, Stanton DRC number 57. That is Logan Seavey. Mario Klaus are going to go for the inside of row number 4. He's out of Auburn, Illinois. Driving the Yokohama Tire, Claxon Maxim at JKR number 6. And outside of him, driver all the way from Goodyear, Arizona, the MP Environmental. JFM Shurkin, Woodland Auto Display, number 4C. That'll be Logan Calderwood. Hunter Maddox in the 24M from the 9th starting spot at Bedford, Indiana, driving the TJD Roofing and Exteriors. Cummings Power, DRC Chassis, Megacorp Logistics, number 24M. And outside of him, you'll find Jake Scott. He's out of Morgantown, Indiana, driving the Ace Corporation, Terry Cummings Power, DRC Chassis, G&G Oil Company, number 33. Final row from the inside is set to be Kevin Newton out of Farmersburg, Indiana, driving the Honest Abe Roofing Metal Supply Depot, Kistler DRC Chassis number 14 in. And your final starter going to be Chase Stockton out of Fort Branch, Indiana, driving the Bandit Ag LLC, Davis Brothers Superior Truck and Trailer, Amsoil, DeWitt Meats number 5S. As that'll be your schedule lineup here for Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 1 of 5 tonight. First time this season. We have gone into the 5-heat format. So top 4 will square your way into the feature event. 5th through 7th going into your Elias Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event. The remainder, we're getting word now, going to go into your traileralarms.com C feature. Originally, we were going to have a D main on the night. Looks like that will not be the case.
So top 4 transferring out of these heat races. It's going to be a lot harder than it sounds like.
So the inversion and everything is the same as we've seen all year. Again, it is that 6-car per heat inversion. So a 30-car inversion tonight between the heat races. Again, your quick qualifier going to the right of row number 3. Second heat, that'll be second quick. Third heat, that'll be third quick. Fourth quick, fourth quick, so on and so forth. Drivers making the way behind the Toyota Racing Development pace truck here, just about ready to set them loose here in Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 1.
And Logan Seavey hit the nail on the head. These should be really, really interesting, trying to watch these drivers make sure that they get themselves locked into a position. And then you have the other half of the field who's just trying to win this heat race to get themselves a better starting position.
So here we go. Round to the brand new NOS Energy start can off of turn number 4. We go to green. Nice even start as they race into turns 1 and 2. It will be the 33M. Matt Westfall taking off on the high side of the Speedway. Keep an eye on Seavey. Sneaking that inside. Going to take over the 5th spot for the 53 here as they come around. It's going to be Westfall leading line number 1.
So Briggs Danner on the move now, rise in 4th place, looking to the inside of Sean Westerfeld for 3rd, as Westerfeld just a lane higher than Briggs Danner that time.
Thank goodness for electronic timing and scoring, because Seavey and Danner's car, they look real similar coming off of the turns here as Danner sits in that 4th spot. Westerfeld still in a good battle. You've got the 53 back in that mix. Braden Fox, he lost the position to Logan Seavey at the start of this one, able to make his way back by 3 wide as they make their way off of turn number 4. Danner still with the advantage of the outside. He holds on to the final transfer into the feature event right now.
A bold choice there for Danner coming out of turns number 3 and 4. Got way higher than everybody else in the field. He's trying to get himself some insurance right now, getting to the inside of Sean Westerfeld. Don't think he's going to get it done this time.
Boy, Westerfeld able to fend off the charge of the high side exiting turns 3 and 4. As they go in, we see him carrying the left front tire. They have that car just pinned hard on the right rear, trying to get it to bite as hard as possible. The trick there is that it doesn't overbite and actually sail the car up on its side as they continue to battle it out right now for the final transfer spot and a little bit of insurance here. Danner once again get a peek to the inside. Still nothing happening.
Logan Seavey on the outside looking in, just waiting for something to go awry between the 4J and the 39. As Sean Westerfeld still holds down 3rd, Briggs Danner in that 4th and final transfer position. Logan Seavey watching them duke it out, just going to try to find a way by. He might be able to see some sort of opening before it's all said and done.
At the front of the field, Matt Westfall in command of this one. Second right now is going to be Scotty Weir at the line. Danner able to finally sneak his way by the number 4, puts him back at the transfer spot. Logan Seavey now going to see what he can do here in that Honest Abe Roofing number 57. Looks to the outside through turns 3 and 4. Has a run around at the front straightaway, switches lines down to the bottom, throws a slide to turns 1 and 2. He's got it.
Logan Seavey certainly running out of time, but just gets by the 4J of Sean Westerfeld to hold down that fourth and final transfer position. So now Westerfeld out looking in there.
White flag in the air here in Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 1. Leader onto the back straightaway comfortably in this one. He has been in front of the Insanity. He's going to pick up the heat race win here tonight. The 33M Matt Westfall gets the job done second. Going to go to the 47X of Scotty Weir, Briggs Danner in third, Logan Seavey. Those 4 drivers going to move on to the feature event. Everybody else dropping down into the alphabet. Westerfeld in 5th, Braden Fox in 6th, Klauser, Stock, and Calderwood, Jake Scott, Hunter Maddox, and Kevin Newton unofficially rounding out your field. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, he comes here to Pleasant Hill, Ohio. He pilots the Ray Marshall Motorsports Gressman DRC chassis, Hempy Water Wicks Filters, number 33M. Race fans, give him a hand, Matt Westfall. So Westfall picking up the win. Scotty Weir in second, Briggs Danner in third, Logan Seavey in fourth. Again, those 4 drivers moving on into the feature event. So normally we interview the drivers post-heat, but we're actually going to, once all the heat races are done, typically here we bring them all up on this side of the catch fence so you can actually see the drivers out of helmet.
Well, that, and it gives us a little spot in the schedule that we're able to give some time in between the C-Main, the traileralarms.com C-Main, and the Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event. So it does create a little bit of space in the schedule so that they can get things turned around and come back onto the track.
So Rana Supply Heat Race number 2 going to make its way out. Jaden Rogers out of Worthington, Indiana, the Midwest Downhill Services. Shane Wade Enterprises. Dan's Auto, Cheryl's Pest Control, number 66, going to be the pole this one. Outside of him, driver coming to us all the way to Tempe, Arizona, the Next Gen Landscaping. Freeland Power DRC Chassis, Carts for Kids, Auto Line number 77S. That is Stevie Sussex. Looking to your second row for the inside. Also hailing out of Arizona, Phoenix to be exact. In the Cox Body Shop, Westmore Triple X, Quick Time Electric, number 4U. It's going to be Kyle Shipley. And to his right, you'll find Kevin Thomas Jr. to Coleman, Alabama, the Inferno Armor Lynch Machining, Lucas Oil Centers, number 3R. The 21AZ going for the inside of number 3. The driver come to us out of Locust Grove, Oklahoma, in the Special Olympics of Indiana. One-Way Technology, DRC Chassis, Apache Transport, Amsoil, number 21AZ. That's going to be Dason Pursley. And outside of him, keeping with the AZ theme, it's going to be the 19 of Mitchell Moles out of Raisin City, California. The Reinbold Underwood Motorsports, AME Electrical, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Santon Spike, number 19. Ivan Glotzbach out of Fillmore, Indiana. The Racers Custom and Collision Repair Chevrolet Custom Chassis number 2H is scheduled to go from the 7th starting spot. Flanking him is going to be the 5K of Kayla Rell in the Pool Group General Contractors, Clark's Home Services, Heavy Duty Truck and Transmission, Davis Brothers number 5K. Next row from the inside, the 99J. That is going to be Kyle Johnson out of Greencastle, Indiana. The Jake's Trash Chevrolet DRC Chassis number 99J. And set to go from the 10th starting spot in 71. That's going to be Sam Hines out of Westfield, Indiana, driving the Edge Rock Development Chevrolet DRC Chassis number 71H. Final starter set to be Travis Thompson out of Brazil, Indiana, the Always Heating and Cooling Thompsonville DRC Chassis number 7. So that'll be your scheduled lineup here in Rana Supply Heat Race number 2 of 5 here tonight. And remember, Glotzbach got upside down during Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. The car rolls over in turns 1 and 2.
And this is when we talk about having any sort of qualifying effort paying off big time for Ivan Glotzbach, who is going to start inside the 4th row, which is a heck of a lot better than dead last.
He was not far out of the inversion.
No, he had a pretty good time laid down for the one lap he did get in. So that really does pay dividends when we talk about where he's going to line up in this format for the remainder of the evening.
So the top 30 made the inversion. He was 32nd.
Not too far off.
So Rogers in the 66. I mentioned it earlier when he was 13 years old. He got behind the wheel of a sprint car. That was the team. It was Amati Racing that gave him his initial shot. He drove for them until he was of age to race with USAC. He had to be 16. So back behind the wheel of that number 66 machine. Kind of a homecoming, and great to see that.
Full circle moment.
Yes. So the Shane Wade Enterprise number 66 going to go for the pole. Stevie Sussex looking to go arriba from the outside of run number 1. Driving to Tempe, Arizona. Got Speedy Gonzalez on the side of that machine as they work up at turn number 4 to the green.
So Jaden Rogers able to create quite a bit of distance between himself in the second row on that start, but it's Stevie Sussex who's going to prevail down the backstretch.
Stevie off into the race lead here. Battle for that second spot. Rogers has it right now. Kevin Thomas Jr. trying to take it away behind them. Battle for the transfer spot. Shipley in the forward getting shuffled back quick here in this one. Holds on to it right now. He's got a 19 AZ of Moles setting sights on him, though, as he will roll to the inside of the AME Electrical number 19. Not able to get a run as they work around to the front straightaway.
19 AZ of Mitchell Moles applying pressure to the 4 of Kyle Shipley, who meanwhile is applying pressure to the 3R of Kevin Thomas Jr. Kevin Thomas Jr. riding third right now. Kyle Shipley to the inside of the 3R.
Kevin Thomas bringing a little bit fresher, a little bit cleaner look here this week to Indiana Sprint Week. Behind the wheel of that number 3R. Bounces her off the cushion over turns 1 and 2. That's going to open the door for Shipley. Looks to the inside. Watching this all unfold is going to be Mitchell Moles in the 19 AZ. Brings her off the cushion, round to the front straightaway, onto the back bumper. We got one way high. That was a 71H of Hines. Brings it back into control. We avoid the caution. And Shipley holds on to the transfer spot.
Shipley really making the bottom side of the racetrack work as Dason Pursley is 2 spots out of the transfer. He's searching for all he's worth on the top side of the racetrack, trying to generate any kind of speed to get himself to a transfer position.
Off into turns 3 and 4. Leader bounces her hard off of the cushion. Again, Stevie Sussex in the 77. In command of this one, Jaden Rogers continuing to run in second. Kevin Thomas Jr. in third. Shipley running in fourth. You got the AZ cars chasing him right now. The 19 of Moles. Peek into the inside. Contact! Left side came up. Set her back down, but that opens the door for Dason Pursley on the outside. Outside of 3, bottom side of 1. A 2-for-1 deal into turns 1 and 2. Clips the coupon. He's got it. Contact into the left rear one more time for the 19.
So Mitchell Moles into the 4U of Kyle Shipley, who still continues to keep the 19 AZ out of a transfer position. They've been battling it out, but Dason Pursley was able to sneak by while those two went at it.
Boy, Pursley just snaking his way through there as the battle for the race lead as they come to the white flag. A 1 to go. Jaden Rogers. Thought he had the run of Stevie Sussex there for a second. Going to diamond it down off the exit to number 2. Onto the back straightaway. 2 more turns. Trying to pick up a heat race win here. He'll diamond it down. Not quite enough. It'll be Sussex picking up the heat race win. Jaden Rogers in second. Stevie Sussex, Jaden Rogers, Kevin Thomas Jr., Dason Pursley. Those 4 drivers moving on into the feature event. Mitchell Moles in 5th. And some not so cordial greetings going on over in turns 3 and 4. And I do believe the California salute being applied.
Those were unpleasantries.
Somebody's getting knocked off the Christmas card list. Nevertheless, your winners all the way from Tempe, Arizona, driven the next-gen landscaping, carts for kids, Auto Light, CSI, suspension, CP Corolla, number 77S. Race fans, give them a hand. Jaden Rogers, Kevin Thomas Jr., Dave Zach Pretorius out of Yorktown, Indiana. Driver the Oak Motors, Pizza King, Claxon, DRC chassis number 9Z. Next row from the inside, it's the Throttle, Shane Cottle out of Kansas, Illinois. The Epperson Painting Incorporated, Earls, M2 Bearings, PPG Speedway Power, DRC chassis number 2E. And outside of him is going to be Kyle Cummins out of Princeton, Indiana. The Avante Windows and Doors, Stanton Mach 1 Chassis, Apache Transport, Petty Performance Racing number 3P. Justin Grant out of Ione, California. The NOS Energy Drink, Boat Foundation, MPV Express number 4. He will go from the 5th starting spot. And outside of him is going to be Max Adams out of Loomis, California. Driver the Z-Max FT3 Performance Racing engine, DRC chassis, FK Indy number 63. Joey Amantia out of Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania. The JPA Masonry Newman's XXX number 88J. He'll go from the 7th starting spot. And lining up an 8th is going to be Brandon Maddox out of Terre Haute, Indiana. The Maddox Heating and Cooling Gressman DRC chassis Pro Source number 28. Next row from the inside, it's the Madman Robert Ballou at Rockland, California. The Suburban Subaru Dean's Waterfront Services Don Odd DRC chassis number 12. And outside of him, it's the test pilot Daniel Whitley out of Ferndale, California. Driver the Ray Automotive Little Whippersnappers Daycare and Preschool DRC chassis number 04. Final starter set to be James Boyd. He's the Illinois racer in the CPR Welding and Fabrication. Terry Cummings powered Maxim chassis Midwest Dyno Service number 16B. As that'll be your scheduled lineup here in TJ Ford's Heat Race number 3. Again, 5 in total. Car IQ Heat Race number 4 and Steel It Heat Race number 5 yet to go.
And we talk about it all the time, and it normally reigns rather true, but we talk about how Robert Ballou is admittedly not the best at qualifying in the Honest Abe Roofing qualifying portion of the evening, but when it comes to heat race time, that's when he really shines and does make the most out of his night. I believe this TJ Ford heat race number 3 on night number 1 of Indiana Sprint Week will prove to be just a little bit more challenging, as Robert Ballou is going to start on the inside of row number 5. Normally he gets a more preferable starting position in the heat race that he's able to work with a little bit better.
He's usually good about landing inside the diversion, putting himself on the first 2 rows, but yeah, you make a very good point where he's really going to have to work his butt off coming from the 9th starting spot. Kyle Cummins, he was one, remember his opening lap of qualifying, he was off the top of 1 and 2, he was off the top of 3 and 4. Lap number 2, he was just about dead on perfect and saved it. Puts himself on the outside of row number 2. Justin Grant, again, Drake touched on it, but they have pretty much changed everything in the car but the driver, and they did that just to make sure that, yes, I'm feeling what I'm feeling, and yes, you can feel it too.
Yeah, and I think they've had plenty of time to kind of shake that out, and it's really hard to ever really know unless you get it out on the racetrack and you have it at speed and you have it racing with other cars as well. So this will be the true testament to whether or not the 4 has the necessary adjustments.
So the Toyota Racing Development pace truck down in the infield. NOS Energy start can awaits the field off of turn number 4. All shiny and new. Fancy. Field set to go to green. Nice and even off at turn number 4. They'll find the green lights coming on, and we're underway.
So Jeff Ensign gets the jump on Zach Pretorius, comes across the nose, up to the top side of the racetrack. Jeff Ensign, your leader down the backstretch.
Boy, and they were 3 wide for that 3rd spot. Here comes the Avante windows and doors number 3. Slide John for 2nd. Got as they come around to the front straightaway. Next stop, top of the leaderboard here. Ensign has it right now, but we've got problems, and it's Robert Ballou.
That's not good.
And the madman is not calm.
Looks like all the tires are stood up. So not completely sure.
He'll go ahead and motion for the push here, and she'll kick over. We'll see if she refires.
There she goes.
Look down, you could just see that helmet just going up and down. You knew there was things the FCC would not like.
Well, it makes a tough situation tougher for Robert Ballou. So now he's going to have additional cars to pass as if he didn't already have enough. So that definitely sort of a kick you while you're down situation there.
So 1 lap officially in the books. Jeff Ensign, your leader. Kyle Cummins in 2nd. Pretorius in 3rd. Cottle in 4th. Grant in 5th. Amantia in 6th. Adams in 7th. Maddox, Whitley, and Boyd. Then Ballou. Back to green as they work past the NOS Energy start can.
We saw it on those previous laps. Kyle Cummins not happy riding in 2nd place. He's going to look to the outside of Ensign going out of turn number 2. Kyle Cummins going to have it, but he's going to have to hold on to it now.
Man, it was some close quarters racing at the back straightway. Sails her off into turns 3 and 4. Comes around to lead line number 2. Kyle Cummins in 3. Charging up to the top spot from the 4th starting spot here. The 17 of Ensign back to 2nd. Pretorius right now going to run to that 3rd position. Battle for the 4th spot. Justin Grant has it. Shane Cottle wants it.
Yes, so just 1 lap ago, Shane Cottle had the advantage on the 4 of Justin Grant. Got a little bit too high in the middle of turns number 1 and 2. Justin Grant sneaked right by. So now Cottle trying to retaliate again.
Boy, Cottle on the outside, going to go in and dive it down. Finds the bottom of the exit, turn number 4. Throws her in on the 4. Couldn't get there. In fact, scrubs off a whole lot of speed as he backed her up into the corner. Now, advantage to the 4. Justin Grant, a big run to the back straightaway. He'll take over the 3rd spot.
So now Zach Pretorius sits on the bubble, and Shane Cottle not completely out of the picture yet, but he's going to have to fend off the 88J of Joey Amantia if he still wants that transfer position.
Checking on your leader, it continues to be Kyle Cummins and the Avante windows and doors, number 3P. Battle for the 2nd spot might be shaping up here. You got Ensign at 17 with Grant chasing. The top NOS, number 4, onto the back straightaway. He's going to look down to the inside. Ensign able to take the line from him and hold on to the position. Battle for the 4th spot. The Oak Motors, number 9, over. The Epperson Painting, number 2 for the time being.
And this is where Shane Cottle really comes to life, when they are on the bottom side of the racetrack, but it's trouble for Daniel Whitley on the front stretch.
And Whitley looks like contact with the outside wall, and that front end folded like lawn furniture. Getting confirmation from officials to my left. Contact between him and the 28 is what caused the front end to go down on that machine. So we should have a replay on that here on the FloRacing broadcast. The speed shot, if you're looking down at the fence, there's a little coil of SDI cable, then there's a camera right there by the Honest Abe roofing sign. Oh yeah, it comes off at turn number 4 and rights over lefts.
the front tires almost always lose.
Indeed, as they will clear Whitley from the front straightaway. Caution light set to go dark. As Scooby-Doo would say, ruh-roh. So Kyle Cummins leads the way. As Drake York down in the infield and leave with an update.
Brian, I got a good look at the 0-4 of Daniel Whitley, and that entire front axle on the left side is bent back along with the torsion arm as came off that race car and is dangling loose. So tough break for Daniel Whitley aboard the Josh Burton Racing number 04.
Meanwhile, the 63 of Max Adams to the Indy Medal finish and work area. The left rear was down on that. No guaranteed time in the work area during heat race actions, so we're coming back to green. Max Adams either going to have to work really, really fast or head to a lower main.
So they'll continue thrashing on it here as we get ready to go back to green. It is the 3P in command as they work behind the NOS Energy start cam. We go back to green. 3 laps remain. Cottle tries for it, couldn't get it. They go 3 wide, and Amantia going to sneak by on the inside, Blue on the outside. Still got time, but it is running out here to try to get up and make a move on that transfer spot. Amantia going to back her into turn number 1. Blue a better line down to the bottom. Not quite the grip he needs at the exit of the turn. Is up front. Leader coming around to the way with a white flag and 1 to go.
So Robert Ballou and Shane Cottle both not out of the picture yet for a transfer position. White flag is out. Zach Pretorius holds down the transfer right now. He's been trying to hold off the 88 of Joey Amantia, who has Robert Ballou all over him.
2 turns to make something happen as Cummins picks up the heat race win. Drank it across in second. Insing it across in third. Spins off the charge. He crosses it. The final transfer spot in fourth. Amantia, Ballou, Cottle going on to your Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event. Everybody else going on into the TrailerAlarms.com C feature. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, he comes to you from right down the road in Princeton, Indiana. Driving the Avanti windows and doors, Premier Recycling, Apache Transport, Petty Performance Racing, number 3P Race Fans. Give him a hand to Kyle Cummins. Justin Grant, Jeff Vinson, Zach Pretorius, Joey Amantia, your top 5. Robert Ballou, Shane Cottle, Brandon Maddox, James Boyd, Max Adams, and Daniel Whitley, unofficially rounding out your field. 6th time this season that Kyle Cummins has picked up a heat race win. Car IQ Heat Race number 4 set to make its way out to the Speedway. Driver of the pole. This one is out of Greenfield, Indiana. Driver of the Altos Power Equipment, Valvoline, Hornbeck Concrete, one-way power, DRC number 15X. That'll be C.J. Leary. Next to him, all the way from Snohomish, Washington, driver of the Rudine Racing, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, Scott Baylor, DRC chassis number 26. That'll be Chance Crum. Next row from the inside, the 38P, Seth Parker out of West Terre Haute, Indiana, driving the P&R Trucking and Excavating, Claxton DRC chassis entry. And to his right, the current points leader for the USAC Wholesale Battery Midwest Wingless Racing Association, Wyatt Burks out of Topeka, Kansas. The Wholesale Batteries, Harris Fabrication, KH Suspension, Lazy L Ranch, number 11W. Next row from the inside, it will be Anton Hernandez out of Arlington, Texas. The Baldwin Fox Racing, Velocity USA, PXP Raceware, Brewer Farms, number 5. And outside of him, the 16. Drivers out of Martinsville, Indiana, the Smith Small Engine, Bill Trainer Racing Engine, Magnum Chassis. Troy's Lawn, number 16K, that's going to be Andrew Prather. Looking to your next row from the inside, Brett Beauchamp out of Fairland, Indiana, driver of the Day-by-Day Plumbing and Pressure Washing, Ryder Spike Chassis number 11. He will go from the 7th starting spot. And the driver starting at 8th is going to be Cale Drake out of Collinsville, Oklahoma, the On-the-State Roofing, Pendleton Farms, Claxton DRC Chassis number 2B. Next row from the inside of 47, out of Buckeye, Arizona, the MP Environmental, Spider Crane, AME Electrical, Factory Kane Indy number 47. That'll be Charles Davis Jr. And next to him, lining up 10th is going to be Evan Mosley out of LaPel, Indiana, the CB Fabricating, Evan Jackson, Shanae Lawson Chassis number 27. Final starters set to be the 45N out of Tullamore, New South Wales, Australia. Driver the TCM, Claxton, Triple X number 45. That is Troy Carey. As that'll be your scheduled lineup for Car IQ Heat Race number 4, the Steal It Heat Race number 5, all that remains.
So again, that final lap at the end for the 2B of Cale Drake, who had the car not want to refire, I should say, during his initial Honest Abe Roofing qualifying effort. That lap at the end really paying off now for Cale Drake, not having to start at the dead end of this heat race, able to kind of get at least a couple positions out of that lap.
See if he's able to capitalize on that further. Again, making his USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship debut here. Again, normally behind the wheel of the KKM Curb Agajanian number 97 midget with the USAC NOS Energy Drink National Midget Championship.
And pretty savvy with the mechanic side of things, so bringing that knowledge with him certainly doesn't hurt.
And that's actually how he got started, was on the mechanic side. Of course, coming up out of the Dirt 2 Media National Open Wheel 600 Series, Port City Raceway, I-44 down in Oklahoma, and seeing that he had talent, he had the desire to drive, and actually very successful in the midget ranks. Speaking of the midgets, the next time they're on track is going to be at the legendary Angel Park Speedway up in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. That'll be on September 1st and 2nd. For more information and to see the entire lineup of events for the USAC NOS Energy Drink Midget National Championship, go to usacracing.com. But right now, NOS Energy Drink, Indiana Sprint Week, presented by Honest Abe Roofing on track as we roll into Car IQ Heat Race number 4. If you're just joining us here on the FloRacing broadcast. CJ Leary, Chance Crum on that opening row. Parker and Burks in row number 2. Hernandez, Prather, Beauchamp, then Drake, Davis, Mosley, and Carey as we go to green.
Pretty good start on the bottom side of the racetrack for CJ Leary. Chance Crum straight to the top and going to make it work and to get the run down the backstretch. Chance Crum, your leader.
Ooh, we have got him stacked up. Look out. We had one go airborne there for a second off at turn number 2. Driver coming to a stop, I believe. That is Beauchamp. They ended up coming to a stop. And everybody trying to avoid chaos from there. Charles Davis, he got a little bit airborne. So did the 45. And I believe Charles Davis, he does. A flat left rear tire on the number 47.
So that'll be a complete restart for your Car IQ Heat Race number 4 field. We did not get a lap completed.
So down into the Car IQ. No, that is the Indy Medal finishing work area. This is the Car IQ Heat Race.
A lot to keep track of.
So a couple of drivers kind of already in line for the Sam McGee Motorsports Hard Luck Award. Sam McGee Motorsports going to provide a free right rear tire each night throughout the USAC Indiana Sprint Week to one deserving team who may have been down in their luck during the course of the night of racing. Of course, everybody going for an $8,000 payday each night, and the champion of Sprint Week gets $10,000. Top 8 going to get paid out $24,000 in total. Not a bad way to race your way through the Hoosier State.
So Charles Davis Jr. going to bypass the Indy Medal finishing work area, take it straight to the trailer. Maybe we'll see him in the traileralarms.com C feature event if they can get things headed back in the right direction.
Of course, night number 1 of Indiana Sprint Week. Tomorrow we head down to Kokomo. I guess from here we head up to Kokomo.
Suppose, yes.
Lawrenceburg on the 28th, Monday and Tuesday. Give everybody a chance to get the cars back together. Circle City in Indianapolis on the 31st. Terre Haute on the 1st. Bloomington on the 2nd. We end things out at Hopstad on the 3rd. Again, that full lineup online at usacracing.com. Back to the business at hand. Complete restart. Car IQ Heat Race number 4 back to green.
Chance Crum going to try to do the same thing here on this second restart. Up around the top side of the racetrack, continues to carry enough momentum to beat the 15X of CJ Leary.
Boy, and you can see Leary trying to drive it in hard to turns 1 and 2 and see if he can maybe slide it across the racetrack. Realize he didn't quite have the speed. The 26 was still there. Crum going to come around and lead at lap number 1. Changes his line. He goes to the middle that time. Blocks the line on the BGE Darty Motorsports number 15.
The transfer battle is already on as Cale Drake blows in just a little bit too hard inside. Out of the racetrack, beginning to pick up some speed as Wyatt Burks is down into the yucky stuff in the infield.
Boy, something going wrong on that car is now he's going to park it just off of the racetrack here. We'll see if that draws the caution lights on, as it will. He was quick off of the throttle in the front straightaway, took it down, and you can see why he avoided maybe turning down right there, as it is kind of a swamp as you look down there. Nevertheless, he is still down in the mud, so not quite sure what's going on with the 11. Yeah, where he's at, we're able to look at it up on the monitor here in the side-by-side. She's a little buried, so we'll see if he can get it to push out of there. And
there we go.
There you go.
So a single file restart coming up this time with 5 laps to go. 5 down and 5 remaining. Chance Crum continues to lead. Has been searched around a little bit trying to find somewhere where he's more comfortable in that 26, but Chance Crum with the speed he needs so far.
Able to keep him at bay. Good thing they treated the fenders with that Amsoil mudslinger before we started the week.
Thank goodness.
We have to draw straws. Keegan, Carson, who's going to do the cleaning? So Crum, Leary, Hernandez, then Parker.
I was actually about to say something.
And those 4 sitting in transfer spots right now. Cale Drake with a chance to do something here on the restart. He lines up in 5th.
So another good restart for Chance Crum. Going to be able to create some distance there. Straight back to the top side of the racetrack for Chance Crum. CJ Leary able to close just a little bit.
Trying the outside there on the restart was Brent Beauchamp. Remember, he got caught up in that caution that brought him back to a complete restart, trying to find his way up through the field right now. Coming after the 2B, wasn't able to get there. Now he's going to switch lines up to the high side, looking at the transfer spot. Couldn't quite get there as Hernandez gets by for the 3rd spot.
Anton Hernandez was on the bubble. He is not any longer. Seth Parker now sits on the bubble as Anton Hernandez in 3rd. CJ Leary all over the tail tank of the 26. A Chance Crum for the lead, but Crum's still going to have the advantage.
Man, bouncing around to the back straightaway. Thought he was going to bounce her off of the racetrack there for a second. Crum coming around. He'll have 2 to go. Next time by. White flag coming. Leary up on the cushion. Boy, trying to diamond it down. The 26 was right there. You saw him make a really quick right turn to avoid the right rear of the number 26. Time's running out, though. White flag in the air.
And you see this desperation for this heat race win because that does improve the starting position in tonight's Indiana Sprint Week feature event so much. CJ Leary with the pass around the outside. A little bit of contact, but Leary to the bottom. He's going to have the lead.
Protects the line. Here comes Hernandez down to the inside, trying to get one more as the checker flag is out. Leary going to grab the win. Hernandez going to cross in 2nd. Crum and Parker. Those 4 drivers unofficially moving on to your feature event. Cale Drake crossing in 5th. Beauchamp, Prather, Mosley, Carey, and Burks, your top 10 unofficially. Let's your winner, ladies and gentlemen, in a doozy of a heat race out of Greenfield, Indiana. Driving the Altos Power Equipment, Valvoline, Hornbeck Concrete, number 15X. Race fans, give him a hand. C.J. Leary. Steel at heat race number 5, Rylan Gray set to be on the pole. This one out of Greenfield, Indiana, driving the Speedtown Comfort. Finish line mowing car by number 06. Outside your front row is set to be Jack Hoyer out of Frankfort, Indiana, driving the Intech Management Group Claxton XXX chassis. Struck finishes number 11X. Next row for the inside is going to be Carson Garrett out of Littleton, Colorado, the Altos Power Equipment, one-way power, DRC chassis number 15. And to his right, you'll find the number 24, that is going to be Jake Swanson. He's out of Anaheim, California. The Landon Simon Racing, J&D Chevrolet, DRC chassis, MPV Express, number 24. The Macho Man, Brady Bacon out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, the FK Indy. Telstar Technologies, Davis Brothers, Fatheads, Hobson Family, number 69. He'll go for the inside of row number 3. And to his right, Ricky Lewis out of Oxnard, California, drove the Physical Medicine Consultants, Morris Farms, D Transport, J&M Racing, number 41. Looking your fourth row from the inside line out of Santa Rosa, California, driving the Lawson Rock and Oil. Air Technology West Total Image. Nate Shank on number 1. That will be Nate Shank. And to his right, it will be Harley Burns out of Brazil, Indiana. The Youngblood Farms, D&J Performance, DRC Chassis number 16. Frankie Guarini in the G3. He's out of San Rafael, California, driving the Z-Max, DRC Chassis, F&F Racing, FK Indy number G3. He will go from the 9th starting spot. And from 10th, set to be Kobe Simpson out of Bonham, Texas, to the B-Town Automotive Canada, DRC Chassis number 21K. Final starter in this one, slated to be Austin Hawkins out of Sumner, Illinois, in the Max Performance Fuels, one-way power, DRC Chassis, Leary Shock Technology, BP Fab, number 5A. As that'll be your scheduled lineup again in Steal It, heat race number 5. Again, top 4 moving on to the feature event. 5th through 7th into your Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature. Everybody else into the traileralarms.com C main.
So an unprecedented 5th heat race for the Amsoil USAC National Sprint Car Series, and in years past with the old format, we would have just had 4 really gigantic heat races. So in a way, this does break it up and make it a little bit simpler for some of the drivers, but in another way, it can make it more challenging.
It's kind of a catch-22 of a situation as we get ready to go to green here. Around to the NOS Energy start cam. Rylan Gray going to fly the front end off into turns 1 and 2, settles it down, brings it up across the racetrack, 3 wide, 4 wide to the back straightaway, sneaking up right through the middle goes the 24. The Landon Simon Racing entry of Jake Swanson.
So Rylan Gray on the front of that heat race there. A little bit of contact between himself and Jack Hoyer, and now he has fallen back to 6th outside of the transfer position. Brady Bacon right now 5th.
Whoa,
and Carson
man.
Garrett gets loose up the racetrack, forces himself and Brady Bacon up to the top sides of turn number 3 and 4. They both lose positions.
Normally in a midget where the car will just suddenly bank right, not usually in a sprint car. So Garrett, not sure what's going on there, but somehow keeps it rolling, and Bacon somehow avoids catastrophe. Man.
That was a job well done.
That takes them both out of contention for a transfer spot for the time being. That might come into play here in a couple laps. They're starting to close in on the 06 of Rylan Gray is up front. Jake Swanson, what a move at the start of this one.
Yeah, and that all worked out for Rylan Gray, who had lost a bunch of positions because of that early incident, and now he sits back in the transfer position. All he has to do is wheel off Carson Garrett and Brady Bacon.
You know, the driver we're not talking about and all that, that is Ricky Lewis up to that second spot. Bacon up off of the racetrack, battle for the transfer spot. Carson Garrett going to take it back at 15.
So Brady Bacon beginning to scramble for a transfer position. He's going to have to come back up and pass both Rylan Gray and Carson Garrett if he wants to lock into this feature event. Rylan Gray, meanwhile, gets up in the cushion and gets sideways in turns number 3 and 4.
And caution light's going to come on. This one's got more drama than Days of Our Lives. Carson Garrett, he's got a few people.
He's making friends.
Teaching him sign language.
Well, you know what they say. I didn't come to make friends.
You got to learn to count to 1 somehow.
Yeah, so there was a series of contact there between multiple of these drivers. We're going to see a replay here of Rylan Gray's incident. Just gets biked up on the cushion, gets up in that more rough stuff, and car gets turned around.
So the race for the transfer spot is going to be interesting.
And we just talked about that. Brady Bacon kind of getting a second breath of life here as now he sits 1 spot out of the transfer, and he's got this restart to kind of close that gap between himself and that transfer position.
Jake Swanson brings it back to green in the Landon Simon Racing number 24. We got 4 laps remaining here. Garrett down to the bottom, looking for third. Bacon going to follow onto the back straightaway, side by side with that third spot. Here we go for the lead. Ricky Lewis with the slide on the 24, up across, overcooks it. The 24 back to his inside, retakes it. Both drivers go to the middle groove. Keep an eye third on back. Garrett has it, takes it away from the 11 of Hoyer. Hoyer now under pressure from Brady Bacon. Here comes Bacon sizzling across the racetrack in 69. He's got it as they come around with 2 laps to go.
Jake Swanson hard off the cushion in turn number 2 as he's able to pull a bit of distance between himself and second place of Ricky Lewis.
Roy Lewis hot and heavy on the restart. Swanson now kind of getting some rhythm going here as he comes around to the wave with the white flag. We got 1 to go. Garrett with the slide off of turn number 4 takes it away from Ricky Lewis. The cushion somehow holds him onto the back straightaway. Off into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Checker flag and a drop in this one. It will be Jake Swanson with the win. Ricky Lewis battling back to the inside for second. Carson Garrett, Brady Bacon, those 4 drivers off to the feature event. Jack Hoyer, Harley Burns, Frankie Guarini into your Elliott's Custom Trailers and Kart semi-feature event. Kobe Simpson, Nate Shank, Rylan Gray, they are headed off into your traileralarms.com C feature. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, come to you out of Anaheim, California. What a win. In the Landon Simon Racing, Knox Enterprises, J&D Power, DRC, MPV Express Super 24 race fans. Give him a hand, Jake Swanson.
I'm not going to lie, that one from third on back, that gave me a headache. That stressed me out.
There was no telling what was going to happen there. An absolutely exciting end to 5 heat races here tonight. Race fans, give all these drivers a round of applause. They have put on a show. So